What up, YouTube family? It's your boy D, and y'all know how I'm coming back with another banger. We got a burst fade this time on my guy Gael, so we're gonna get straight into it. So it's a bit of a process working our way through this, so I'm gonna slow step it through this one. This first portion of the video will kind of be a little long, but then we'll get through this. So initially, I'm going to start with a 5 guard, and I'm going to work my way down all the way through my guard system, but we have to debulk in order to create this look. And so we're going to debulk, kind of do a lot of trimming, a lot of clipper cutting, a lot of shear cutting. All in all, this will help create the look that we're going for. And essentially, we're trying to get that look that my client is looking for, that desired look. And so that's what we really want from this whole thing. And so I'm shear cutting here. I'm kind of debulking on that crown portion of the head because we got all the weight off the sides, but now we're needing to create that burst look that he's going for, but kind of in a mohawk form, but not a mohawk, so it's kind of, we're working through a step system. So I'm going to create my bald guideline here using my Babyless clippers, and we're gonna go through the steps of this, and it might seem a little bit off for some of you guys, but just try to keep up and bear with me. Questions, you got them, leave them in the comments. I'll definitely respond and answer to them. So we're gonna create our initial bald guideline, and we're kind of gonna bald it to where it's giving that burst look. And from there, I can fade up into it how I would like to create that look that I'm going for. As you can see, I'm being very precise with this cut and how I kind of format it so that while I go through it, it makes it easier for me. You looking in the mirror in this video, you can see that I got one side kind of done. And so I didn't necessarily record a whole lot for that side because I wanted to give you guys a good side to look at. So working our way down, we're going to our 4 open, and we're gonna continue to debulk the hair. From 4 open, midway to close, and then we're gonna so on and so forth. And then from there, we'll work our way to our 3, so on and so forth. And so it's a process, step-by-step process, but in understanding that it makes it easier to get through this haircut and to get the desired look that my client is going for. So as you can see, I'm working my way down. I'm fading into it. I'm steadily combing, getting all the dead hair out the way. We're gonna create this look to get him to be able to, more importantly, be happy. But it makes me happy to be able to do these type of haircuts, to create this look for those people. And that's essentially what I'm trying to do. And that's what I love to do. And so creating this burst fade, it was a little bit of work, but nothing worth working for comes easy. And so if you kind of understand that, you'll know that in the end goal, hard work does pay off, and essentially you'll get your desired, achieved goal that you're going for if you stay consistent. And so as I'm creating this look, steadily combing, using my guard system, working my way through my guard system, this essentially helps me create the look that I'm going for. And all in all, I'm happy that my guy Gael, at the end of this cut, he loved his haircut. He loved it, And so for me, that was what I was going for. That was what I was aiming for. And that's kind of how I approach every haircut. So as you can see, it's starting to lighten up at the bottom of where we will start fading, but I'm still working my way through my system from my guards because that is the key part of this, is working your way through your guides, working your way through your system. getting the haircut to the point of emphasis to where you see like, okay, it's changing, it's creating the look that I want. My client is becoming satisfied. We've reached that point. And so we're gonna do a lot of extra things in this video that I haven't showed you guys before. I think I showed you a little bit of clipper over comb on my last video, but this video you're gonna get it shear cutting, scissor cutting, which is shear cutting, clipper cutting, all of the above. And so I'm working my way, guys, down. So now we're at my 2 guard, and I know my guards because of the sizes and how they look. So we're on my 2 guard now, and we're kind of still creating that burst look, creating that inner fade look. But that is kind of helping us debulk and get all the hair out the way. In doing such, it helps us easily create the fade and the look that our client is going for. And these are the things that I like to see. And so for me, obtaining this look from our client, getting his hair how he wants it is the biggest portion and the only thing I care about within cutting hair. Because a lot of barbers, I hear from a lot of clients, they don't listen to what the clients are telling them. And so that's a key portion in cutting hair and understanding. So we're working our way through our 1.5 guard. And so now we're gonna go open, midway, close, but we're gonna continue to blend that fade up. And as you can see, it's getting lighter and lighter, but that's why I debulk. Debulk is the biggest thing you can do because it kind of creates the process of elimination, and it makes it easier for you to get to where you're trying to go within this haircut look. Understanding and doing that and knowing how to approach that, you'll win every time. You'll have no issues, and you'll be able to create, the haircut styles and looks that you're going for in the long run. But this right here, this haircut, it turned out really good. And so, as you can see, using that 1.5 guard, we're gonna continue to create that look, continue to create that guide around his hair. And that kind of creates the ultimate finished look that you're going for. Once you kind of achieve that, you become, more understanding of the desired look that you're going for. And so I'm combing here, I'm using my 1.5, I'm going from my 2 to my 3 to my 4 guard, working my way through this haircut, consistently transitioning through the haircut, so we can get that look. And I'm gonna continue to debulk, especially around that crown and that parietal ridge of his head, because it'll seem like it's a little dark, but once we kind of thin those out with my thinning shears, it'll kind of lighten up to contrast, and you'll get that light to dark contrast. And as you can see, looking at it now, everything is starting to flow. But that's why I do a step-by-step process elimination, and I work my way through. So now we're going to our 1 guard. I'm gonna continue to fade up. It'll continue to get a little bit lighter. And then for that, going forward, it'll make it easier. The transition into, to my half guard and then to my no guard, essentially just detailing it up. So as it's getting lighter, I'm using the tip of my blade, kind of tilting that blade, because we don't want to use the whole blade going into the fade, especially how we're making this haircut look. And I can't stress it enough, and I always say it, but the achieved look, the end goal look, is what your client is looking forward to most. And doing such and doing so, you have to understand that you're creating a hairstyle for your client. So you are an artist. Take your time with your masterpiece. Cutting hair is much more than just some people make it seem. And so now I'm gonna use my Babyliss Low Pro FX, and I'm gonna pretty much blend that bottom out. And I didn't use my shavers. I was gonna use my shavers, but I just ended up not using them within the process. But these Low Pro FXs are pretty good with detailing and blending. And so for me, this did the job. But I know you guys can see how this haircut came about. And so seeing where we are now from start to finish, the progress is there, and the proof is always in the pudding. And so I'm going to work my way diagonally to the back of his head, but not over blending that fade. We don't want it to be overly blended, you know, so we're working our way within the motion of the angle of the haircut that I've created and the look that I've created. So therefore it keeps the haircut kind of in format, but it also goes as one without overshooting it, because he did not want it to be, he wanted to keep that thick hair in the back. That way he could kind of like, you know, style it up, and it's gonna give that messy crop type look. And you'll understand more once I kind of shear cut his hair so that his front isn't so long. And so for me, those are always key portions. But you see how I comb the hair. So all that left over is what you want. I'm combing it that way because I want to see what's left over and what I need to cut at an angle. Using a blunt cut style, I'm going to pretty much cut everything within the emphasis of that's past my fingers, because we don't want that hair just hanging over, you know, whether he styles it or not. So for me, that is a big portion. Now y'all see me rocking my D Right Kennel shirt. I got a few shirts left, so if you're interested, you know, tap in. I got some D Right cut shirts too. Just tap in with me. Email, sell. Everything is on the gram or on my YouTube. But yeah, so you guys, you see me, I'm styling this haircut. I'm working my way through it. Clipper over comb, shear over comb, no matter how you do it. Make sure you turn the tips of the teeth out to your torso. So now you guys are getting a better angle look of this haircut. And so I've created that burst from the top. I'm going to continue to blend just down there at the bottom, just a little bit. But before I do so, I'm going to pretty much shear cut this hair at the top and kind of kill all that extra length within. We don't want it just to be overlapping or overlaying. We don't want it to be too much hair. And that's the kind of thing that we're going for, especially with the picture that he showed me. It's a desired look. And that's why I always tell you guys in these videos, your client has a desired look, which meaning they have a look that they're going for and they want, and they leave it up to you to be able to obtain that look. Take your time in obtaining it. So I'm thinning my shears now, using my thinning shears. We're gonna go into the shear cutting portion. It's gonna be a little sped up, but you can see as I'm using my angles, a lot of this I learned when I spent time in California. But I'm basically creating this crop look for him in the front. Not too much of overkill, but just enough to where the hair is above his eyebrows. And so it's a transition cut. I'm gonna go from my thinning shears, just my regular shears, back and forth. And you see, as I'm shaking the hair, because it creates that overkill look of, it's giving that messy look. And then you kind of just continue with the blow dryer, heat it up, dry the hair. It'll continue to format and come together. And so now we're gonna get into the C cups. And I always tell you guys, use your pointer finger, take your time, loosen your wrist, and have a format. And so I'm creating that look, pretty much using my trimmers, using just the tip of my blade, working my way through my haircut. And so for me, that creates the ultimate look. You know, I truly can stress it enough that I tell people, having a blueprint, sticking to the script, and understanding what you're working with, you'll never fail, ever fail. And so same thing, what I do on one side, I do to the other. If it's not broke, as I always say in my other videos, don't fix it. And so using the tip of that blade, taking my time, having an angle, using my pointer finger and just kind of resting on his face, you're able to create that C cup. And as you can see, my JRS trimmer do the job. They do not play around. And so we don't have much long left in this video. And so I want you guys to just let me know what you think. If you feel like you learned something, let me know. I tried not to stretch this video out and keep it too long, but I wanted you guys just to see what I'm working with and how I went about doing this type of haircut. Shout out to Strand, the brand, for that sea salt texture spray. And so again, with this burst fade look, you know, we're creating the look that he wants. And so initially, I'm trying to texturize the hair so that it's cropped and it's kind of messy. And this kind of helps me do that. And it makes it easier on the job, but it also smells good too. But I really like that texture spray. So finished product, guys. Not overkill, nothing crazy. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to comment. Let me know what y'all think. I put some work in for this one, but that burst fade came out fire. And Gaio loved his haircut. So let me know, guys. Let me know what you think. You're interested in learning to be a barber. I'm dropping grade A knowledge and grade A education tools. Most importantly, I appreciate y'all. Stay tuned. And let's get it, man. Let's go. It's your boy D.